Hey everybody, Jason Sullivan here from Troy University. We're starting up a fall semester. We're a couple of weeks in, and I wanted to make a video for students within my studio as well as other students at Troy University. And frankly, if you're a music major that's starting a music program somewhere in the country, this video might be helpful for you. I just kind of wanted to go over a suggestion on a way to look at your schedule and get enough practice time. Now, for those of you that know me or have seen some of my YouTube videos, you know I'm a big fan of counting units of time, and I like to do 15-minute units of practice. So looking at an academic schedule, this would be a non-music major, right? 12 to 15 credits is kind of, normal, and that means 4 or 5 3-credit classes, which will meet a couple of times a week. So in this hypothetical schedule, there's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 o'clock. There's a Tuesday, Thursday, 75-minute class that meets twice. In the afternoon, maybe a class of, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe there's a Monday, Wednesday class, doesn't meet on Friday. Sometimes that happens. And then maybe sometimes you're in like a science lab or something like that. And there's a 3 hour on Tuesday night. So this is a typical schedule. And you'll notice there's these down times, these negative spaces. And that refers to time where you're not in class. So you can go hit the library or, go study, read the book, write the paper, do all the things you have to do as a university student. This is not reality for music majors. This is more akin to being a music major. And frankly, this is not the most ambitious of music major schedules, but as you can see, the number of meeting times that you have, it's significantly more than it would be if you were in some other degree program. A lot of music classes are 1 or 2 credits. A lot of ensembles we do, it's only 1 credit. And so the number of classes that you're actually in, it adds up quickly. And so you've got to be very specific with how you spend your time if you're going to get your academic studies in order and get the appropriate amount of practice time. So here are some suggestions, and here's how I think about it. So you'll notice in this hypothetical schedule, right, on Wednesday, there's a 9 a.m. piano class and then an 11 a.m. theory class. And that means there's that 1 hour in between. That hour is going to become very important for us, all right? And if you look, there's also these blocks in this hypothetical where you get 2 hours, right? Let's say you get a studio class that goes 1 to 2 on Wednesday. And then after that, you've got 2 hours before marching band starts up. Okay, fine. Good. There's a 2 hour block, so I put it in that color. And then you also have 3 hour blocks of time. So on Friday, in this particular hypothetical schedule, you'll see that, theory class gets done at noon and the marching band's not till 3. You got a 3 hour block. And there are those occasional blocks that are 4 or more hours. All right, so I've color coordinated those. Now, in this hypothetical, it's on Saturday, but in the fall, that's not going to be the case if you're in marching band because your Saturdays are rather busy with football stuff. But if we think about 15-minute units of practice, so we want to count the number of units. I think the secret to life is 42. I think you want to try to get 6 15-minute units a day, and that's times 7, because 7 days in the week, not 5. That means 42 units in a week. All right, so let's look at how we can get that magic number 42. So 1 hour free in your schedule, I think you're looking at 1 to 2 units. I always just basically say X to 2X. All right, so if you have a 2 hour block, I think you can get 2 to 4 units. If you have a 3 hour block, I think you're looking at 3 to 6 units. And if you have 4 hours or more, I think you're looking at 4 to 8 units of time that you can get in terms of scheduling it in there. So if you take a more conservative role and you say, I don't want to spend the entire hour practicing. I need to get other things done. I have to read a chapter, I got to write a paper, go return a book to the library. Fine. You can get 1 unit within that hour. It'll probably take you half the time, right? To go to get your locker, get your instrument, go to the practice room, set up a plan, get your metronome out, all that stuff, do the 15 minutes, pack everything up, put it away, go do something else. You're probably looking at spending about half an hour getting that 1 unit in. That's fine. If you take a more ambitious route and say, I want to try to really make this hour block all about practicing, you're probably going to get 2 units. I think if you try to shove 3 in there, you're going to get diminishing returns of quality, right? So I think the 2-to-1 ratio kind of makes sense. So looking at that academic schedule that's, hypothetical for a music student, here are the times that you have available. Now you'll notice I started at 7 a.m. and I think that that's necessary. First off, if you're a music education major, guess what? You're entering a career field where you have to get up early. So you might as well start training yourself to do that now. So in here, I've got 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour blocks, which is typical. That's the kind of stuff you're going to find. So if we take that 1 to 2 formula and we kind of plug that in here, it's instead going to look like this, right? So Monday morning from 7 to 9, if you don't have any classes, you can get 2 to 4 units of practice before your first class. I think that's very doable, right? If you have a piano and then, okay, you got an hour free, you can get 1 to 2 units in the 10 a.m. hour, 1 to 2 units in the noon hour, 2 to 4 units in the 2 to 4 hour before marching band. And then in this schedule, marching band's in the afternoon. And then in the evening, let's pretend that you don't have rehearsals or you don't have concerts, you don't have other things. That's not realistic all the time, but for here, it's just an example, right? So if you want to get the practice early and you want to hit it hard and get it done, you can get 2 to 4 units early. And then if you get 4 units in the morning, you only need to get 2 units in the rest of the day. You can get one during the 10 o'clock hour, one during the noon hour, you're done, right? And then in that 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can go to the library, you can go write a paper, you can go do all the other stuff you got to do, go do a load of laundry, whatever, right? But you can look at it and say, all right, there's a little bit of fluidity with how you want to set it up, right? Let's say you don't want to get up early. Some people don't like getting up early. Fine. It's possible, but let's look at what that means. So if you take a schedule like this and you say, I don't want to get up early, and you remove the morning slots, okay, fine. But that means one of two things. Either you're going to be practicing at night to make up for it, or you're going to be taking a more ambitious tack during those free times during the day. Instead of getting the 1 unit during the hour, you're going to get the 2 units during the hour. Instead of getting the 2 units during that 2 hour block, you're going to go for the 4 units. You can still get 6 units done in the day, though, right? Well, what if you want a social life? All right, let's say in the evenings you don't want to practice, right? Okay, that's fine, but you know what's going to make that more doable? Getting up early and getting the time in the morning, right? Really trying to hit those units hard earlier on in the day. So the bottom line is you have some options with when you practice. I personally recommend practicing more in the morning hours because your brain's going to be a little fresher. You're going to get some high level thought. Deliberate practice is easier to achieve. If you wait until the evening after you've done all the classes and marching band rehearsal and everything else, your brain's going to be pretty fried. I don't think you're going to get as much high quality work done. But hey, you do you. So if you want to practice in the evenings, that's fine, but take advantage of those times in the middle of the day. So you're not trying to cram like 6 units at the end of the day. I think you're going to get diminishing returns, right? So the bottom line, if you're a music major, you're going to be busier. You've got more class meeting times. You also have concerts, and all those other things that you got going on, recitals, etc. Then you've got practice time. And then you've also got your academic studies. You're still writing English papers and you're still doing all that stuff. You're studying for theory tests. You're practicing piano. If you're taking like woodwind methods or string methods, like you're practicing those instruments too. I mean, there's so much to do. You've got to be very specific with how you spend your time. So what I recommend is take a look at your schedule, break it down, something like this, where you see where you have those 1, 2, 3 hour blocks, and just think to yourself, all right, if it's a 1 hour block, I'm going to try to get 1 to 2 units. If it's a 2 hour block, I'm going to try to get 2 to 4. If it's a 3 hour block, I'm going to try to get 3 to 6. And if it's a 4 hour block, you're going to try to get 4 to 8. If you get 6 units a day, you should be able to get a significant amount of technical work done, as well as a couple units to really go over the repertoire that you happen to be working on right now. So I hope this has been helpful for you. As always, check out my website. I've got other videos on practice technique, things to specifically keep in mind. And happy practicing. Get in that room and get it done.